Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're venturing into something truly profound, the Sutra of Perfect Enlightenment.
hmm
And this isn't just, some dusty old text. It's actually a conversation from over 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, translated from Sanskrit into Chinese, right? In the Tang Dynasty by Master Buddhatra.
Exactly. And what's really incredible is how its insights still feel so relevant, you know, directly addressing our modern struggles with, information overload and that constant search for clarity.
It really does resonate.
So our mission in this deep dive really is to pull out the most potent nuggets of wisdom from the Buddha's teachings to these 12 great bodhisattvas.
Right.
Think of it as a bit of a shortcut, maybe, to grasping what's truly essential for your own journey of understanding. We want to cut through some of that historical density to find the universal truths inside.
And the setting itself is fascinating. You have the Bhagavan, the Buddha, in this state of perfect enlightenment,
Yeah.
pervading everywhere, basically. And he's surrounded by this huge assembly, like 100,000 bodhisattvas. Yeah, enlightened beings committed to helping others. And the sutra itself is structured as a series of questions from them.
Okay.
So it lets the Buddha sort of progressively reveal deeper and deeper layers of truth about reality, about the path. It's really a conversation among the awakened, aimed at awakening everyone else.
Okay, let's jump right in then. The core problem. What is it that keeps us from seeing clearly? Manjushri Bodhisattva kicks things off, asking about the cause ground for pure Dharma actions. Essentially what's the real starting point for an enlightened life? And this is where the Buddha gets straight to the heart of it. He immediately talks about ignorance.
Right. Mistaking the illusory for the real. That's the essence of it.
He gives this really vivid analogy, too. Imagine someone, maybe with diseased eyes, seeing flowers in the sky, or even a second moon.
Right, things that aren't actually there.
Exactly. There are no flowers, no second moon, but the person clings to that false perception. They're confused about, the nature of the sky itself and where these illusions come from. And the Buddha says, similarly, we mistake our bodies just an assemblage of earth, water, fire, wind, and our minds just images of sense objects for reality.
That clinging, that basic confusion, that's ignorance.
That's it.
And this raises a really powerful point. If ignorance is like a dream or these sky flowers with no birthplace, then it doesn't have any inherent reality, does it?
Interesting.
The Buddha emphasizes that the whole cycle of birth and death, samsara, this endless wandering, it's all based on mistakenly seeing things, dharmas, that actually don't arise or cease.
Okay.
Our pure awareness, though, that's like the open sky. It's motionless, totally free from arising or perishing, beyond our usual ways of knowing or seeing things. It just is, always there, unchanging.
That is profound. But, okay, if everything is an illusion, how do we even begin to train? Samantabhadra Bodhisattva asks that very practical follow-up. How can one illusion end another? It sounds, paradoxical.
It does, yeah. But the Buddha's response clarifies this. He says that all sentient beings' illusions actually arise from a Tathagata's, an enlightened one's perfectly enlightened, wondrous mind.
Okay.
So the key insight is realizing that when those illusory flowers disappear, the sky, pure awareness, stays motionless. An illusory mind can end through using illusions skillfully. And when all illusions finally end, the true mind, our pure awareness, is just there, perfectly still, unobstructed.
And that process of turning away, it's layered, isn't it? You don't just turn away from the first illusion.
No, then you turn away from the illusion of having turned away.
Right.
And then, yes, even turning away from the illusion of that turning away.
Wow.
He uses another analogy, rubbing two pieces of wood to make fire. The fire goes out when the wood's gone, right?
Sure.
But the pure awareness, that inherent knowing, it isn't extinguished. It was never really created by the illusions in the first place, just sort of hidden by them.
Got it.
So the implication here is really profound. The whole process of spiritual training, the methods we use, they can be seen as skillful illusions used to dispel other illusions.
Okay.
But that underlying pure awareness, the actual truth, it's never lost or gained. It just is. Perfect. The challenge is just recognizing it.
So if that's the deal with illusion, how do we actually do this? Universal I Bodhisattva asks for practical steps, for us unenlightened beings still caught up.
Practicalities.
The Buddha outlines a pretty clear meditative practice for beginners, novice bodhisattvas. Practice shamatha, mental stillness.
Okay.
Rigorously observe ethical precepts and meditate in a quiet room. And the core thought to hold is, my body is an assemblage of 4 domains.
Right. breaking it down.
Yeah, you mentally dissect it. Hair, nails, teeth, skin, flesh, bones, that's earth. Spit, blood, sweat, tears, that's water. Warmth is fire. Motion is wind.
And the key question.
The key question is, when these four domains disassemble, where is my illusory body?
Yeah. In this exercise, it's designed to lead you to see that the body and mind are, well, the sutra calls them illusory self.
Strong term.
It is. But like wiping dirt off a mirror reveals its clarity, ending the appearance of this filth reveals this pervasive purity that's everywhere.
Okay.
The illusory body perishes, the illusory mind perishes, sense objects perish, even the illusion of perishing perishes. But what's not an illusion are pure awareness that doesn't perish. It just remains.
That clarifies it a lot. But, okay, if awareness is inherently pure, what actually taints it? Removing karma hindrances. Bodhisattva asks this. If we're pure inside, where does the mess come from?
Good question.
And the Buddha unpacks this really crucial concept, the four false self-images.
Ah, yes, these are key.
These are 1, clinging to an autonomous self, 2, clinging to a person, 3, a sentient being, and 4, a living being with a lifespan. These delusions, he says, lead to love and hate and accumulating false karma.
And they're subtly different. Let's break them down, maybe.
Yeah, please.
So the self-image is that immediate sort of gut-level clinging. Your mind just affirms something, even affirming the purity of nirvana, like that sudden I have a body feeling after a stimulus.
Okay, that reflexive sense of I.
Exactly. Then the person image is a bit more subtle. You might realize that first affirmation is false, but you still cling to the process or the principles that got you there, like clinging to the idea of being enlightened.
Ah, clinging to the path itself.
Sort of, yeah. Then the sentient being image is broader, like identifying with I'm human or I'm part of this group, a sense of self beyond just the immediate affirmation or the process.
Got it.
And finally, the lifespan image.
Yeah.
This is super subtle. It's a kind of refined understanding of pure awareness, but still with a trace of being over time. It's so subtle, it's undetectable by ordinary karmic wisdom, like, your life force can't perceive itself directly.
Wow, that's deep. And the Buddha gives a pretty stark warning here, doesn't he?
He does.
Not understanding these four is why diligent training can fail. Taking a slight realization as the final goal, while still secretly loving the self, getting happy when praised, angry when criticized.
Yeah, that's a major hindrance, a huge trap.
Totally undermines things.
And if we connect this back, it means even positive spiritual experiences can become traps if they reinforce that subtle sense of me having the experience.
Right.
The real goal is to cut off the root of sasa by ending greed, anger, love, arrogance, all of it, dismantling that whole illusion of a separate self down to the finest threads.
Okay, moving on. Maitreya Bodhisattva asks about the root of samsara itself and also about different types of trainees. So what is the ultimate root cause of all this suffering and rebirth?
The big question.
The Buddha's answer is pretty direct. Love, greed, and desire.
Raga and tan.
Passionate desire and craving.
Yeah. He says all beings get life through sexual desire, which then kind of expands into this broader love and desire for everything.
Yeah. And that triggers hatred or jealousy when things don't go our way. But here's the subtle part. Even delighting in goodness or being equanimous.
Even that,
the Buddha warns, can still nurture the root of samsara, just maybe at a higher level. It shows how deep attachment runs. Even positive attachment can be a tether.
It's very subtle. And to help understand this, he talks about 5 character types of sentient beings.
Okay.
These are based on 2 kinds of hindrances. First, hindrances to principal things blocking right knowledge and views. Second, hindrances of things what keeps the cycle of birth and death going.
Okay, conceptual blocks and practical blocks?
You could put it that way, yeah. And he says only when both kinds of hindrances are contained or totally removed can you really enter a bodhisattva state or achieve Buddhahood. This whole package deal.
Wow, okay. This all sounds incredibly complex, especially, for people trying to navigate what Buddhists call the Dharma ending age, when teachings get less clear. Universal Enlightenment Bodhisattva asks about common mistakes in meditation and finding guidance then.
Yeah, very relevant question.
And the Buddha really stresses the role of a beneficent, learned friend, a good teacher.
Critically important.
And this isn't just any teacher. They need right knowledge, right views, they shouldn't be attached to appearances, and their mind is always pure, even if maybe outwardly they seem to show affliction sometimes. That's the guide you look for.
An authentic guide. And their teachings, the Buddha says, should help remove 4 specific faults in spiritual training.
Okay, what are the pitfalls?
First, doing something. Thinking enlightenment comes from making the mind do things, trying to force it.
Right, efforting too hard.
Second, letting things be. Just passively drifting, not actively working to end samsara or seek nirvana, kind of checking out.
Okay, the opposite extreme.
Third, stopping thoughts, trying to forcibly blank the mind to get quiet, which usually just creates more tension.
Yeah, I can see that.
And fourth, ending afflictions, thinking, oh, body and mind are empty, so everything must be nirvana already,
Yeah.
through a kind of intellectual negation or forced cessation.
Interesting. So it's a paradox then. The Buddha says perfect enlightenment isn't attained by any of these approaches.
Exactly. The right view is just to stay away from these four common errors.
So if we're not doing things in these ways, how do we progress? Vajrayana or Bodhisattva asks that exact question.
The crucial point.
How do we move forward?
And the Buddha clarifies. Perfect enlightenment is always present. It's like gold from ore.
Okay.
Smelting reveals the gold. It doesn't create it. Our inherent Buddha nature, our potential for awakening, it's always there. Ignorance just covers it up.
Ah, so it's uncovering, not building.
Precisely. Using our ordinary conditioned Caesaric mind to try and grasp a Buddha state.
Yeah.
That's like trying to get a flower in the sky to bear fruit in the sky.
It won't work.
It's the wrong tool. You have
Yeah.
to rely on the inherent wisdom, not the conditioned mind that's part of the illusion.
Got it. Okay, so bearing that in mind, Hindrance-free awesome Virtue Bodhisattva asks about the practical methods, the skillful means to get there. What are these key Dharma doors?
Right, the practical path.
The Buddha presents 3 core skillful means, crucial for anyone on the path. First is samatha, mental stillness.
Calm abiding.
Yeah. Using your perfect awareness to quiet body and mind. Wisdom just arises naturally from that quietness. You feel lightness, peace. He likens it to a clear mirror reflecting the minds of Buddhas everywhere.
Beautiful image.
Second is samadhi, manifesting illusions.
Okay.
Here you realize your mind, senses, objects, all illusions. Then you skillfully manifest illusions to help remove other illusions for other beings.
Using illusion to fight illusion.
Exactly. Paradoxically, this generates great compassion, lightness, peace. Like a seedling growing, helping others wake up as you deepen your own realization.
Interesting. Compassion through illusion.
And the third is dhyan, leading to nirvana. This means not clinging to the quietness or the illusion.
Okay, going beyond both.
Right. Recognizing body and mind as hindrances, but knowing pure awareness is beyond conventional knowing or perceiving. Nirvana, liberation, just arises naturally, brings lightness, peace, like the clear sound of a bell carrying a long way, unhindered.
Wow. Those 3, shamatha, samadhi, dhyana, these are the very ways Buddhas attain Buddhahood.
The core methods.
Absolutely. And the Buddha says just hearing about this hindrance-free Dharma door, even for a second, gives immense merit. More than guiding countless beings to become arhats.
That's incredible. It really underlines how powerful these are.
It really does.
So, discerning sounds, Bodhisattva then asks, how do you combine these 3 methods?
It makes sense to ask.
And the Buddha talks about the 25 pure meditation wheels. Sounds complicated.
A little bit.
But it's basically a comprehensive guide, how to systematically combine samatha, samadhi, and dhyana in different ways. Just 1, 2, and sequence all 3 together. It gives structure to the practice.
Right, options for different temperaments and stages. And the sutra also gives practical advice for retreats. From Perfect Enlightenment Bodhisattva section, like 80, 100, 120 days.
Okay.
After 21 days of repentance and bowing, you focus on single-minded thought. And there's specific guidance on experiences. With samatha, maybe you know someone's thoughts across a whole world. With dhyana, maybe you know every raindrop in 100,000 worlds.
Wow. Not just poetry then, real shifts in perception.
Seems so,
But
right? There's a warning,
Yep.
right? A big one.
a huge one. The Buddha repeatedly says, never take any experience as valid if you have not heard about it from me.
Right. Underscores the need for authentic guidance. Don't get lost in experiences or think you've arrived.
Exactly. Avoid spiritual bypassing.
Which brings us nicely to Pure Wisdom Bodhisattva's question about attainment levels. What is the ultimate realization? The top of the mountain. The Buddha explains that when you fully realize Bodhi enlightenment, there's literally nothing left to grasp or attain.
Nothing to get. No bodhisattvas, no sentient beings, because they're all seen as illusory appearances. The stages of training, from ordinary folks stuck in understanding to bodhisattvas seeing all perceptions as nirvana, it all just converges into this pervasive accord with pure awareness.
A complete dissolution of separation.
Yeah.
And this points directly to non-duality, doesn't it? That core insight.
Mhm.
No fundamental separation. The Buddha says things like, all hindrances are absolute awareness.
Wow.
Both achieving mindfulness and losing mindfulness are liberation. Even hells and heavens are pure lands.
So everything in its true nature is already pure awareness.
That's the radical implication. In that ultimate sense, there's no training, no attainment, because it's already perfectly whole. Just needs recognition.
Amazing. Okay, so to wrap things up, foremost in worthiness and goodness, Bodhisattva asks about the sutra itself, its name, its merits, how it's protected.
The closing questions.
And the Buddha gives this teaching some really powerful names, the Mahavapulya Dharan of perfect enlightenment,
The great expanse of Dharani.
the Sutra of definitive meaning, the secret king samadhi.
Powerful titles.
Yeah, they imply it's vast, complete, profound. It offers immediate enlightenment, but it also supports gradual training. It accepts everyone, like the ocean takes in all rivers.
Very inclusive.
Yeah.
And the merits described are just immense.
Unbelievable, right?
Hearing the name, or even one phrase, brings more merit than giving away treasures filling entire world systems.
Mind-boggling.
Explaining just half a verse is more meritorious than guiding countless beings to become arhats. And the reason. Hearing it means you've already planted deep roots of goodness with countless Buddhas over countless lifetimes.
So just encountering it is significant.
Hugely significant. It shows the power of connecting with this kind of wisdom.
Not only that, there's talk of divine protection, too, for people who uphold the sutra.
Yeah, quite specific.
80,000 Vajra guards, 28 god kings, 100,000 ghost kings, all vowing to protect practitioners, guard their spaces, eliminate disasters, ensure they prosper.
It's quite a support system.
It really shows this ancient text isn't just philosophy. It feels like a living guide, promising real transformation inside and, well, powerful support outside for those who commit.
A complete package, in a way.
So what does this all mean for you listening? We've journeyed through ignorance as illusory flowers, the self as illusory filth, desire as the root of samsara, and these profound paths, shamatha, samapati, dhyana. The core insight, I think, is how this ancient wisdom challenges our modern focus on external stuff, redirecting us inward.
Absolutely. The Sutra of Perfect Enlightenment points again and again to an inherent pure awareness that's always here, whatever our illusory struggles look like.
Right.
The path isn't about creating enlightenment, but about realizing what's already perfectly whole inside us. All afflictions ultimately are liberation. There's no training, no attainment in the final analysis, just recognition.
So here's a thought to leave you with. If all Buddha lands are like flowers in the sky, and samsara and nirvana are like last night's dream, what new possibilities open up when you stop searching so hard for what you, perhaps, already are?
Good question to ponder.
This deep dive is really just the beginning of exploring these ideas. Keep exploring, keep questioning, keep seeking your own aha moments. Thanks for joining us.